Hey friends, it's Julie from Plan to Create. I am back today with a quick flip through of my October pages. I wanted to take a second and explain I am in a different sized planner. This is actually a B6 planner from Kikki K, and it's kind of their linen version. It is not leather, it is actually fabric, which was kind of a surprise to me, even though it's called linen. I don't know why that surprised me, but it's really cool. I love the texture of it. I'll try to zoom in a teeny tiny bit. It's just kind of got this really nice texture. I love how neutral it is, and it's just, I don't know, it's been really pleasant to work with. So I have that. I purchased it last spring, but I couldn't get my head wrapped around B6 inserts, and I was just struggling. And then this fall, I was printing out some personal wide, maybe as a custom order, and I realized that they were super close to the B6 size. So I'm actually going to show you really quickly a piece of B6 paper that came with the Kikki K. This is B6 and this is personal wide. So if you can kind of tell, like B6 is a little bit longer, and maybe if I pull this one in front, you could probably see the B6 slightly past it here on the edge. It's really tricky to see because the colors are the same. But basically I'm just trying to show that they're not exactly the same, but they're really compatible. So for whatever reason, I think the measurements on the personal wide are just actual, like for inches, it's like a 0.75, 0.75. So when I'm measuring to cut, it is so easy. It's not like I'm trying to find that like random line that isn't on my measuring guide on my trimmer. It's like I can find it exactly. I can line my paper up and just make really simple, easy cuts. And I do feel like that has been part of the reason why I'm enjoying this. This one's going to be ever so different and just, you know, more European friendly, which is awesome for all you guys in Europe. But here in the US, it's just kind of it's harder for me to like get the right measurements when I'm trimming, basically. It's just kind of laziness, probably. So really enjoying personal wide size inserts inside my B6. I do have a personal wide Vanderspec on order. It'll be here around Christmas time, I think. I'm super excited, and that it's going to be an undyed. So I'm really looking forward to checking that one out too. But in the meantime, this one has been great, and it's literally very cost efficient and just a really great way for me to have tested out this size planner without like the huge expense of a Vanderspec. This is a Vellum Sheet from the Planner Spot, and I've been enjoying, I like end kind of any section with a vellum. You can see again, that's probably a better example. This I cut down to personal wide, and then the B6 page behind it, you can just see poking around on all of the edges. So it doesn't bother me at all to have both of those in my planner. I'm fine with that. This, I'm not entirely sure where I got it, but it's just one of those little like credit card slot holder thingies, and I've stuck a few stickers and some little cards in here, mostly from the Planner Spot, and I just like to have those kind of handy. I know that she just offered this like as a little freebie. I would love to see more of those, Sam, if you are interested. I think they're adorable, and I love having them slide into these cards. So I love freebies in this size. I think it's fun because they're really easy to add here. I don't like to add stickers into these pockets. I feel like they'll get crumpled and messed up, but these I feel like they stay safe. So would love to see more freebies in this size. Okay, so without further ado, I do have the monthly tabs. I believe that these are from Cloth and Paper. I chose the black lettering because I knew I had a lighter colored planner, so they would really pop out. And I enjoy it, and a lot of times I think I had something clipped here, but I've already moved it probably to November. Yeah, I've already kind of set up a November setup, so I've dismantled October. Sorry I didn't keep that for this flip through, but I'll just kind of walk you through what I have going on, or what I did have going on for October. I'll share the inserts that I used and how I enjoyed using them and how I kind of set it all up. This one is an undated month on one page fold out. And I will show you that this has the weekends combined, and this is, I'm not even sure I have this up in my shop. I do have that new sidebar version where all the days have their own column, and that has been popular. This one does allow slightly larger boxes though, so if that's something that's important to you, reach out and let me know. I can make sure that that's up in the shop for you. I was kind of working on redesigning the weekends. I think I was kind of trying to update that a smidget, so I haven't quite got it listed in my shop. Yeah, I just used like the Studio Calico October stamp, and then I took number stamps in a lighter color and layered that. I love that look, and I've seen some of you guys using that too in my Facebook group. It's just fun. It kind of just adds dimension, and it's super easy because it's just stamps, so there's no like sticker layers that are just starting to slowly add up or anything like that. And I'm not going to go into my specific plans. I think that I did start the month like just writing things down, and you can see I came through and crossed off things as they happened with a little bit of a soft blush pen, and then I fizzled out towards the end of the month. I was out of town for a lot of it, so I just wasn't using my planner quite as much. Didn't come back through to keep everything like accounted for. Oh, and all of these little cards are from Sequins and Paper. She always has such really pretty designs, and I think I purchased and printed these at home myself. I can't remember if she sent them to me or not, but probably, yeah, this was from her because it's a little nicer, thicker paper. But some of these she'll have available that you can actually even print at home. They're kind of fun just to throw and sprinkle around your planner for the months that they go with. Okay, I think I mentioned this in my last video. I just used a lot of these like circled dots here on this monthly layout. It gives me a feel of like how busy my month is. I put down things that are actually time specific events or things that we have going on. I don't put like, you know, exercise or anything on this one anymore. I used to do exercise here, but primarily I just kind of want to see the month at a quick glance. And then I decided to try to write like some of my goals for the month here. And so I just spaced that out using it like that. This sticker here is also a Sequins and Paper collab with the Planner Spot. She did some awesome stickers a few years ago. She happened to sell printables at that point, so I will be using these forever. I think they're my favorite, and I just print them out from year to year. So they are like a couple of years old there. Other than that, you can kind of see the Planner Spot stickers fit really nicely in these wider boxes, so that's nice. They're not quite as wide as like an Erin Condren style, but they're really spacious. So I love how airy that feels. I am enjoying just kind of the softer grays and pinks with a little bit of black in here. So that's kind of a new wrinkle for me. Normally I'm a little bit more rainbow friendly, but lately I think it's fall time too. Rainbows don't work quite as well. It's nice just to condense it down to a little bit more sophisticated color scheme. So there's that. On the back, so I always have the option on a fold out if you ever want things to just slide straight into your weeks. I can always design that for you, and that's a viable option, is to just have the very back of your fold out immediately start right into your weeks. But I do kind of enjoy taking some time and doing lists. This was kind of a specific to a renovation that we're working on list, and then this one, it was just kind of a generic October things we need to do. I did start to try to track, this is a cloth and paper sticky note, and I tried to track my Instagram, like how many times I was posting or when I was posting. You can see I'm pretty sporadic on that. I am aware that all of the advice says like the algorithm wants you to post every day, post at the right times every day, and I have decided like I'm not going to be a slave to Instagram. I'm going to just enjoy it. So I do what I do, and then I just kind of come back and write it in just to kind of see like how often I did it. Like that sounds really hardcore, right? But that's just kind of where I'm at right now. I just, I feel like it is a fun thing for me, and I want to keep it fun. And the more I add rules to it, the less fun it is. So there's that. I use these stickers from the Planner Spot, and they're just cute. I think I had this little extra one, and it's obviously very time specific. It says October 2020, so I stuck it on here just as a kind of overview because it didn't have a calendar. But still need to work on some of these, and probably need to migrate some of that into November. It's been another crazy month, and yeah, didn't get everything done that I was hoping to. Okay, so this one is just the first week of the month, and this is my teacher layout. I don't know what else to call it. This was a custom request, this style of insert, a couple of years ago. Someone asked me to bring it to A5, so I did, and I've since tried to bring it to the different sizes that I offer in my shop. So here it is in the personal wide. I did offer this as a freebie, and it's not exactly this. I have Monday through Friday, so it would not have weekends, but it's actually kind of inclined, for a teacher or a homeschool mama or someone who's tracking their kiddos' schedules. If you go to my website, I will link it below. It gives the freebie available in all the sizes that I have created it for. So that is just like, you want to test this option out where you have kind of a blank column here that you can delegate. So for here, I have all of my morning activities. Here's my afternoon, evening, including meals. Then I have kind of a list of like chores that I need to get done or things that I want to get done around the house. And then I keep track of like my Etsy tasks that I want to work on in this final column or row. You can set this up however you want. It's very fluid, and I do enjoy kind of categorizing my day that way. Otherwise, if you just have a day and it's, this long, it's just sometimes hard to know where to put what how do you want to lay it all out? And this gives some very specific directions. So I do enjoy that. I was joking, I think this weekend it's like how to avoid chores for the weekend. Just slap a big fat sticker there and you're good. So like, home, sorry, I don't feel like cleaning you today. Sticker, you know, that settles it. Here, I think I gotten some stickers from Studio Calico and I decided to slap those on there. They were kind of reminding me of like the carrier for a coffee, the color, I think. So I've tied them in that way. And then again, just like if I had open space, I came in after the fact and filled it with like the stickers and the washi. And then like a light colored stamp like this, it says daily routine. I don't know if you can even see that. I did it so lightly, but if I needed to write over it, I could. So that's the kind of thing that I might add in the beginning of the week because I know I can write over it. It doesn't take up its own space, but like a sticker like that obviously takes up its space. So I use those a little bit more carefully. And then of course just these cute little leaf stickers, just add a little fun touch, but don't take away any space up here. Nothing that I was going to use, you know. I'm sure that I probably came back after the fact and added that because there was a nice space for it. So that's kind of something I can talk. I need to talk about that like as I'm doing a plan with me, which means I need to do a plan with me one of these days. Kind of show you guys my method for that, like how I add things and then how color and pattern and texture actually are the later steps for me. Moving on to the next week, I'm still here using this same format, and I just decided every week I switched this up a little bit. I didn't do it the exact same way. So here I just took a stencil alphabet from the stamp market and I just said like AM, PM, you know, A, P, this is home, and this is Etsy. So like it can be, and you can, you know, decorate this anyway, and you can challenge yourself to do it differently each week, or you can find one way that you like it and repeat it every week over and over just for simplicity's sake. So I do love that. I think that it's fun to have this little section here. It's almost like a little sidebar, and you can just, you know, make it kind of pretty, and then you have the rest of the week to divvy out all your tasks and all your appointments. I'm trying to think if there's anything else here worth mentioning. Stickers from the planner spot. Again, the October monthly set from Studio Calico. I believe that they may have the entire year available right now. I'm pretty sure all the months have been restocked. So if this is something that you think you would use, I love buying undated inserts or using my undated inserts and adding this because this just makes it so much more personal to me. It's like I can make that whatever color I want. It still is really a clean font and very like structured looking, but it's just fun to like throw it in a different color and then your page just suddenly comes to life in a different way. Here I use the Studio L2E, just the dates, I believe it's called, stamp set. They're a little bit smaller than some of the ones that I use, the Oliver number set that I like to use a lot. So these fit really nicely into these smaller spaces and they're pretty cute. I think I did so here's like a bigger one I did. You can see it's ever so slightly larger than the smaller ones, but it's really similar font. So that's kind of the comparison for those, and I obviously switched them up from week to week. Nothing else I don't think to note, although I will say one day on a Saturday I decided, well, as I released the yearly inserts this past month, I decided, you know what, I'm gonna like take a few of them and list them at $2, and when those sell out, then I'll bump them up to the normal price. And it was just really fun. You guys responded really well. Thank you so much to those of you that came over and purchased, and I appreciated the traffic that you brought my way, or I brought my way. I don't know how to say that, but it was really fun, and I just really hope that you guys enjoy using those. You got them at a good price, and I hope that they're just a good introduction too. If you haven't used my inserts yet, maybe you can get that chance to print them out, see that they're not super overwhelming, or I hope they aren't. Yeah, and I think I mentioned that before, but as an event is finished or as I complete something, I do like to come through and highlight it, but it doesn't mean that I always do that. So sometimes I like hit my exercise up there, that purple, but I didn't necessarily come through and perfectly highlight every task I accomplished. Sometimes I just put a check mark as well. This next week was very simple. I went ahead and I knew that I was going to be out of town Wednesday through Sunday, so I knew that it would be a safe place to use some of these bigger stickers. I went ahead and did the big washi strip across to kind of indicate when I was going to be gone, and then I just kept these really simple. These stickers are from Hello Petite Paper. She has an Etsy shop. They're gorgeous. Like, these are also from her, and so it was just cute. It's just like my workout I knew was going to be going up here, so I did my little shoes. Just like, you know, reminders, little clip, cleaning, and then work. So some of these are like super specific. Cleaning and work are perfect. These are like kind of fluid and like kind of They sort of cover it, but they don't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be exact. It's just a cute sticker. It holds its space. I know what that means. I know I'm learning by this point in the month that this is my morning, this is my afternoon, so I don't need it to say that here. You know, I can just use something else. So that's something kind of as you're getting familiar and comfortable with your setup, then you can kind of fudge it. Yeah, so this one was super open, and like I said, I was gone and out of town for a good chunk of the week, so I didn't actually plan. I actually came back and kind of said, here's what we did that day, because we did not have a strict plan. This next week, I love this little ghost. He's so cute. It's just like such a friendly little guy. This one, again, I was out of town, so like this whole kind of weekend didn't have a ton of stuff to be written down. I knew that we'd be back in town on Sunday, and I knew I would want to just be like home. Like that's a lot of time away for me, like the previous week plus this. I'm a homebody. So yeah, I tried to use these days and make them as effective as possible, and then the rest of the weekend we were moving my parents out of their home of 30 years, so you can imagine that was a lot of fun, a lot of work. Happy just to be back and have that behind us. So again, I think I did a better job of coming through with the Tombow markers and kind of checking off the things that I had accomplished versus what I had just written down. And then here, AM, PM, I went back to that stamp, and then this is like literally like a flag sticker, or just a sticker. I thought it looked like a tiny little house, so you know, I just chose that time. And then I used a little computer icon from the planner spot. So this is probably my simplest. Oh, and then I stamped circles around those just to give them a little bit more weight, but super simple. It got the job done, and it's still kind of fun and colorful, and obviously Halloween was Saturday, so I went ahead and threw that on there, and some pumpkins. Really easy peasy. But I do love that I kept the colors kind of consistent for the whole month. It was really fun to select those. I think I had, let me see. Yeah, this I had done early in the month, and I had decided that I would just use these colors. Some of them got used more heavily than others maybe, but I just kind of tried to like let those pop up. I did find that this orangey color kind of bled through my pages, so I backed off on that one a little bit. I think that I used it here, and if you looked really closely, I think my meal plans actually kind of came through, but because I stamped the next ones right over it, it didn't show, so that worked out okay. But those are the weeks, and that's kind of how I typically go. I have my month in front, followed by the week, and then I do have a daily section, and this is kind of popping into it. So, sorry, this was kind of as a marker in between the two. And I am learning now, I kind of sell some options of bookmarking inserts, like weekly inserts. So this is kind of this is like a bookmarked weekly chunk. So it has like a to-do list in the front and a little grid in the back. And so they all are kind of separate, and they, you know, you don't have Thursday through Sunday here randomly when you don't have your Monday through Wednesday here. So I do like to do that if I'm not going to make them smooth. If they aren't going to print directly from the monthly, then I do like to bookmark them. So that is an option. And if your listing that you're looking for doesn't have that option, just let me know. I can create that. There's just so many variations, and I'm trying not to have too many listings because I feel like it's almost overwhelming. But like honestly, if there's anything you ever see here in a video, several of you guys do reach out. You just let me know what it is exactly you're looking for and the size that you want, and there's a really good chance I could do that for you. So yeah, then we pop over into the non-dated dailies, and I've enjoyed these. I did like come through and like stamp the dates with like, yeah, I guess I just did it on that one. I just used one of those little old office stamps, but it was actually Felicity Jane, but you can pick them up at any office supply store. So I did a little bit of that. Enjoyed just kind of coming through with stickers and stamps. And I basically have relied more on these than I realized. I really do feel like when I'm like having office hours particularly, it's really good for me to write down the different tasks that are popping in my head, because I typically get a little bit scatterbrained in my office. Like oh, look shiny, that I want to work on that, when I technically have like other things I need to be working on. So these are really good at like helping me stay a little bit more focused on those. And again, these are just a good place for me to test out color combinations and just try new things and not worry about how it really looks. Obviously these are not like well designed, but they are just like, I've played with it, and it's just a safe place for me to play with products, and also to get kind of my schedule out and some ideas out onto paper. So yeah, just kind of flip you through these. Yeah, I guess I did. There's some more of those little date stamps. These are a work in progress for me, but I do feel like I am training myself a little bit more and more. And I will be releasing dated versions. I know Karen wanted this size dated for 2021, and then I've already had someone reach out and ask about personal size for the whole year of 2021. Currently I offer personal and A5 with an academic calendar, but I would like to offer it in like a full 2021 option. So I'll be working on that. Dated are not my favorite like to create because they're just like, I have to think a lot. It just requires a lot of concentration, but I think that they are very fun to have. So there's that. Yeah, so you can just kind of see, just keeping track of the different things I want to do, things I did do, and the cute little stickers that I get to test out that I might not necessarily want on my pages, but they're fun to have show up on a page like this. I haven't sorted out a specific way that I'm like marking, you know, the date. That would probably be nice to actually stamp out the dates ahead if I weren't going to have the dated option. That is an option to just date them yourself ahead of time so that you're all set up for the month. You can see here I got my A6 blush croc. So cute. I'll have to show it to you guys. I just like have a little tiny circle stamp that I've come through, I think the last few, and just I do like the way that looks. You could use one of the translucent circle stickers, you know, you can use a stamp, something kind of nice just to block off the day. It's a little bit better than the scratchy ink. And I think that that's where I end it. Yeah, I didn't do it on the other days because I was out of town. So that is October in a nutshell. I'm kind of anxious to clear this out. Normally I keep 1 month behind in my planner, but I don't know. I'm like, for whatever reason, this is getting plenty thick, so I don't know that I want to keep my, probably like my dailies for sure could go away. And then sometimes I like to look back at like the weekly. I refer back to some of my weekly, even just the way I laid things out or what I was kind of up to. So I could see myself just popping these out here. Probably October could come out too. And then I'll set those aside and I will move October back to the back. And there, I think I'm all set up. I will show that this is a cute little dashboard that I got from Lucy Plans Life. She does some really fun little designs and you'll see some more of those in my whole like setup video. But that's what I have on the dock for November. So yeah, looking forward to November. These are the colors I have set out. I have a whole video about that I shared recently, and I'm having fun just using some different color combinations and seeing how it all turns out. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope that that was helpful. I hope that gives you an idea of kind of how I'm using this size. And again, I will be sharing more of a flip through shortly, so stay tuned because I do want to share a little bit more about the size and how I'm, you know, setting it up. I am trying something new. I'm trying a little bit of the get to work method, and it's not coming super naturally to me, but I'm really trying to work through it because I really do want to, you know, implement some systems that help me with my productivity and just focus. And so yeah, that's kind of where I'm at, but I'll scoot that out of the way and give you a final shot here. Thanks guys, I'll see you again next time.